101, and we're going to play with the idea of Tai Chi 101. And I thought it might be a good idea to go back to some of the basics, because there's been a lot of people that have added on here at the tail end of 100 days and thinking, you know, how do I learn Tai Chi? How do I get started? So let's do that today. Now, what we typically try to do is do some kind of movement pattern to help to get the energy to flow through the body first. And so if we were in class time, we would do a Tai Chi set. We might do a saber set, we might do loka, and then we will work into moving tissue and making changes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a seated saber set, and even if you're new to Tai Chi and you've never seen it before, just sit and enjoy the energy. Don't worry about doing it, just observe it. And you'll notice your breath will change, how your sitting will change, and also your eagerness to learn will change, because you'll see the flow, and it always looks great. People go, oh, I wish I could do that. Well, if I can learn it, you can learn it. So let's make it happen. Okay, so I'm just going to move this back here a little bit. And I'm going to do the seated version because it's easier to learn, especially online, if you only have to observe maybe hands. And then you start to learn the intricacies. And we do the standing version as well, but this will give you a chance. So if you've never done it before, just sit and relax. And if you're tuning in for the first time, or if you're tuning in and you already know the set, you're welcome to do the standing version. And then I'll keep up with you with the seated version. So, saber set. And we're just looking for the flow of energy, nice deep breathing. Sitting up nice and tall, up through the top of the head. Lifting in the rib cage because of how we're sitting. And we've got to reach out to the right. And then we're going to fall into the feet. Sink back. It's kind of like our step up to raise hands that we did yesterday. That movement there. And push out. I'm going to stay up for this one. Hand is going to come up. We're traveling down. Hello, Jeanette. I said hello. And then I was like, I don't know where I'm going. Let's try from here again. Down. There we go. I'm going to do the end of the set. And then this comes around. So now we have 3 sweeps through. Nice deep breath. The spiral action is waking up all the organ systems in the body. And the turn at the waist is allowing the belt channel, the energy line that goes around the center of the body, to activate the other lines that run from head to toe. It's pretty sweet. Okay, this is going to push out. This is going to come through the middle, all into the feet, over the top, straight down. Awareness into the foot. This is going to go around, sorry. Oh my gosh. Thinking about things to say. Lose my mind. Just goes to show that we need each other to remember the set. Up. This is going to drop. And out. Over the top. Changing hands. 2 hands. Hold the flowers. Strike. Hold the flowers. Underneath. Expand. 2-handed chop. Down into the feet. This is going to roll up the center. And we're going to go all the way around. Down to the hip. Roll it up. That's going to come through the middle. And out. going to drop, sink up, sink up, sink up, sink up. It's going to go all the way around. Back and spiral. This is what I thought I was doing at the very beginning. Just skipping to the end. 2 hands. Cross, open, and sink. Oh, I just love the saber. All right. Basic concepts. What you just witnessed is how movement spirals, spiral action. I explained a little bit of it, but you also have an interaction that goes from one side of the body, from the foot on the right, all the way through the body, up and out the hands on the left. The same, the opposite direction, which means you're going to be working the brain, both sides at the same time, front, back, side to side, up and down. And that doesn't get any better for feeding the brain. It's amazing. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to bring in seated to standing Danyus, and let's trace meridians. Yesterday we did it really slow and felt them. This time let's add the color and the sound. I know that's Jeanette's favorite, and actually I love it too. So let's add that in. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to trace up the front of the body, and we are tracing where the energy lines run in the body, and our hand is like a little magnet, and it picks up anything in the line there that shouldn't be there. So looking into the mirror, this is our goal setting. So the goal setting is every time we do Tai Chi, we are reinforced for why we need to give ourselves more self-care. Coming back down, up. So I like to put all kinds of phrases in there. But the one that's most predominant is we need to take care of ourselves, and I am worthy of being taken care of. Up the front is that central system. It links up with governing, which comes up the back, over the top of the head. Looking in the mirror, this is number 3. You get to say, I love you. If you cannot say it to yourself, then you know there's a problem. Okay, the hands are going to come out. Now you can stay seated if you want. That would just be that action. But I'm going to balance on my feet, and then I'm going to push into my feet and lift myself up. Sink back down. And the Danyu action is one of the best tools we have in Tai Chi for activating the whole body, including what goes on the outside of the body, which is known as the biofield. And then coming up, and then sink. Okay, so we have an activation of the feet into the floor. We have an activation of how you use the feet to move the body, and that starts whole body movement. That's one of the key pieces in Tai Chi is whole body movement, not isolated movement. So that's different than all, if you're thinking exercise, it's different than exercise forms. We're learning how to move efficiently, which we had when we were children, and we lost it as we started to learn skills and tried to isolate things. We moved into isolated movement. This brings us back. Okay, so let's trace the next set of meridians. So we're going from the stomach, which is at the cheekbone, goes around the face and comes around. Now this one, is the sound is hoo, and the color is yellow. So you say hoo as it flows off the feet, and then you can bring your hands back in, goes up to the armpits, breathing in, hoo, and it takes it back down. So now we're going to take our hand out. This is actually from fire element. This is heart, and it goes from the armpit underneath to the palm of the hand. And this one is heart, small intestine is ha. I'm going to bring around out to the front of the ear, ha. The other hand goes out, comes back, ha. Okay, then we put in our donyus. We mix this little exercise up because then you have awareness of where those energy lines are in the body. And when you do the donyus, you actually move those energy lines and open them. So now you're just aware of where some of them are. We add color and sound because the fastest way to make a change energetically is color and sound. You do movement, which is valuable, but color and sound will win. And so we put that in as well, and then let that come down. Okay, so now we're going to go to bladder, which is a water element. Blue is the color, so you're just thinking blue, and the sound is chew. So we're going to come around. We're going to do 2 channels with this one today. So you're going to go down the back side. As you breathe out, chew. Goes down to your tailbone. Come back to your shoulders, and you're going on either side of your back. Chew. Goes underneath your feet, comes back in, up to K27, chew. Color was blue. Okay, then we're going to put the hand out. It's another fire element, so red. And we're going underneath middle finger. And this is he. And triple warmer. Comes back around to the corner of your eyebrow. He. Underneath. He. Comes back. He. And then we can put this in. So we have red and out. So we can do donyus all by themselves. We can do just the first one and not do anything else. But what we have are layers. And when you're learning Tai Chi, everything is about layers. Just when you think you figure something out, there's another layer. However, the learning that comes from that keeps you growing. It's fantastic. Okay, so there's that. So now we go to the cheekbone for gallbladder. Gallbladder is on the wood element, which is green. And the sound is shh, like you're being quiet, shh. So we have in front of the ear, over the ear, down the side, shh. And then you're going to come back in for liver, up the front, shh. Comes across, goes to the ribs and comes to the front. Okay, then we have metal element, which is silver, white, or gray is the color. And the sound is s, like a snake. The hand goes underneath to the thumb, s. Pointer finger comes all the way across to the opposite nostril, s. Okay, and goes out. So this isn't an exercise Master Moylan Shin taught. This is one that I've put together because it just helps to show you where some of the information is and understanding about movement. My bench is moving backwards on me. I go to stand up and it's like, it's just doing a little cinch back. Okay, last one. And then up. And sink. Beautiful. Okay, so now you know where the energy lines are. When we move in Tai Chi with whole body movement, we're moving a line that might go right from our big toe all the way up the body, up through the core of the body to some aspect, which we already measured or traced, and we have the opportunity to expand and contract to bring that into focus. Okay, so let's do hands turning. And you can do it standing if you wish. Your feet are shoulder width apart if you're still seated, ankles underneath your knees. You've got the hands out in front of you, the shoulders are forward, so you can feel your shoulder blade open. The elbow is dropped. That's where we can actually put some energy. And what we're going to be doing is making a 90-degree angle. It's about an orange width away from your body. And we're just going to turn the hands. And then there's that important part, breathe. And the goals that I set at the beginning, to easily be able to have a routine with Tai Chi. It's really important every day. Those of us that have been doing it every day since we went into isolation, it's been fantastic. That's all I can say. Just I've learned so much about my body and myself, and also about commitment to a schedule and doing Tai Chi every day. So I know Jeanette can vouch for that as well. Okay. I know there's a few others that have been on the call. I check after broadcasting. I don't get to see everybody's names until afterwards, but I do know who has been. Maybe you've only watched for a couple of seconds, but if you've come back to spend some time, then I know there's been some great value. Okay, you probably feel your arm burning a little bit. It's getting tired. That means you got some energy blocked in there. If you bring your hands down, you probably feel pulsing or heat come into your hands. That's the movement of the energy flow. We're just going to rotate from the shoulders. You want to sit up nice and tall, push up through the back of the head. We're just rotating. So now this little exercise is known as a foundation, and it's used to change the tendon and the muscle. So you have your muscle, and you have a tendon that attaches to it, and the tendon attaches to the bone. That's what links everything together. And we've got some ligaments that keep everything in alignment, and we have some fascia. And the fascia is like a web that goes over everything that sends electrical information from one spot to another at the speed of light, actually faster. And so what we're doing is we're working that whole system just by doing the actions. Now bringing the hands down, turning at the shoulder, has changed the movement a little bit from this one. So you have two options in there. But you also have reciprocals. And so whatever you want to do in one part of the body, you can affect another part of the body. You can set the intention for it, or you can just do the exercise and it'll take care of itself. So if I want to send a little bit of extra love to my feet, my hands can do that. So my hand is considered my foot, my wrist is considered my ankle, my bottom of the leg is my forearm. And so as I turn my hands, I can link up the tissue in my leg at the same time. So for those people that might be bedridden or need to sit down to do these exercises, it's totally fine, because whatever you're going to do, it's going to affect somewhere else anyway. And I'm going to let that come down. And I probably feel everything really moving now. And we'll just rotate a couple more times here. And in this exercise, that rotation through the shoulder is also changing tissue in the hip. So those people who have hip or knee challenges, or hip and knee replacements are on their way, or you had surgery and you're recovering, or surgery's done and you still don't have the mobility you wish you had, well, then Tai Chi is the answer for you, because it's going to provide you with a way of relearning how to move again, especially if you have tissue that has been interrupted and needs to be reformatted. Okay, so we got that. So now we're just going to go here. This is the second foundation. And this one's like pedaling a bike. And the palms push out to the front and then pull back in. I like to bring mine more in a circle or an oval, I guess you'd say. Some people will do straight out and straight back. Mine is a little bit different. I just drop my hand down a bit. And that means I can pull energy towards my lower dantian. And that's below the belly button where we can store energy. So now, as we learnt last week, a yang arm is a straight arm. So it's not going to be locked, but it is going to be straight. That means energy is flowing out. The other hand is yin. It's bent. It's bringing energy in. And what we do is we trade. Yin and yang is constantly changing. So this one is bringing energy in and releasing anything you didn't want. All right, you may notice if there's tightness, it's usually going to show up between the shoulder blades, and that's going to tell you you've got some tension there, and that's a good awareness to have. This means breathe deep and let it go. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to let this go. Those are two foundations, and I've been seated. We do everything seated. We just improvise for whatever we need to, for whatever comes from standing. And I learn a lot more when I sit down to learn a move. And then I can get up and I actually have better awareness of the move. So sitting down is not cheating. Sitting down is raising more awareness, in my books anyway. Okay, so I'm going to slide this out of the way. And let's just do a couple of actions just with the arms, no movement. So if you're seated, it's still going to be the same. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start getting this little action happening through the legs. So you're going to have a sink here at the hip. So if you've got the crease where the underwear would go, this would be sink here. The knees are going to bend and the ankles are going to soften in that action. And you're going to feel down into your foot. Your weight's going to go into the center of the foot, which is your bubbling springs. And what I'm going to do is open my hands. So one palm is up, one palm is out. The arms are going to sink and drop. We're going to change hands and push the other hand out. So we have open, in, down. Now, if you've been doing this for a while and you already know this move, you may notice that now with all the discussions we've had, you can feel movement go right through the whole body. So here you can feel the spiral. You can notice your right foot has a little bit more awareness in it. And then the left foot gets the awareness to pull you back. The tailbone drops. There's length goes through the spine. The hips and the knees release. And then you spiral into the next move. So you may notice that action and you can feel the whole body. This has a rise in it. And then the sink, drop. Open. Now, in my 5-element set that I work on in my Chi integration program, this little action here is part of water element, but it's also part of earth element. So I could say chew and think blue while I'm practicing this, chew. And that would be for people that have been doing it for a while. You want to add a little bit more. Chew. Okay, we'll do 2 more. My shoulders just relax. Chew. Expand. Chew. Now, if you change that to who, that's the earth element, color's yellow. Who. Open. Who. You may notice the pace changed, slowed down. Who. It's not because I consciously did that, it just does it on its own. Who. And that's telling me I've achieved more flow. Who. Open. Who. Beautiful. Now what we had going on back and forth here means we've got a little bit of action happening in the heel. Now I'm doing a toe tap here, but it actually would have been push, and that means the heel was setting the pump up to send the blood and the lymph back up the body and assist the circulatory system to help you to get the blood to flow better. And so that little action was happening just by standing there. I like to do that exercise that way because I just find there's such a beautiful flow. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the feet of what would go with those arms. I'm going to do it separately. So I want you to turn your right foot to face 45, which is to the corner. And that's an angle that we use in Tai Chi all the time. And then you're going to sink down into the leg on that foot. and then place your left foot without transferring your weight over to it. You're just going to sink and place. And what we're going to do is transfer out of the right foot, push the weight forward, and our hips are going to line up to go straight forward. When we get there, we're going to take our foot and actually our whole leg on the left side, and we're going to open it, 45. Put our weight into that foot, step with the right foot, turn and square. So now when we square, we bring both hips around so they face the front, and the knee stays behind the toes. So if you look down, you should be able to see your whole foot plus your toes. Okay? And then we're going to go open, step, turn, twist step, step, turn, twist step, step, turn. Now we could go backwards. So we go back into the foot. This time we're going to step turned out. And then we're going to let our front foot just turn on the ball of the foot. So we have step patois, turn that foot, sink. Step patois, turn, sink. Step patois. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Usually don't do backwards with no arms. That just feels really different today. Push. But you can definitely feel this little action. We're not just turning the foot, we're actually turning right from the hip, and the whole leg is going to turn. And that's one of the key things also. Yes, we turn the foot, but there's a whole body approach to it. So what happens is you open your right foot, you open your left hip at the same time. You have this equal and opposite that's going to go on. Okay? And so if we go open the right foot, bring the hands up, sink. So now those that have been doing this for a while, I want you to find anywhere that there's tension in the body and breathe it out down into your feet. Sink. Place the foot. It's going to come through. Chew. Could be blue. Breath in. Step. Chew. Twist step. And again, you don't have to do sound and color. I just added that for those people that have been doing it for a while. Chew. You just may find the power in it like I do. Chew. And the sounds are called the 6 healing sounds. They come from Tai Chi and Qigong work. Now we're going to go backwards. So we're going to open the hands, sink back in the right, step patois with the left, turned out, and then spiral that right toe. You're going to sink, and the palm's going to go up at lower dantian, which is where we're building energy, and we're storing it. So we spiral back, sink. Okay? This one would be metal element. White, silver, gray. Open. Open. Let's go forward. So we're in the left foot, so we're going to step with the right, brush knee. Let's say whoo this time, which is earth element. Whoo. So how do I know what sound and what color? I know that because I've matched up the movements to the muscles that relate to those elements. Whoo. And that makes it really fun to play because you know how you can move energy. Whoo. One more, twist step. Whoo. Then you open the hands, going back, step back with your left foot. This one, open. Back feels a little bit better. Open. Open. Now the other beautiful thing about that movement, those called brush knees going forward and ward off monkey coming back. That means walking into your future, and ward off monkeys means get rid of your monkey thoughts. Grocery list, the things you got to get done, the reasons why you shouldn't be practicing your Tai Chi for an hour. All that goes to the side, brain just empties out, and you're just here to enjoy, and it's your time. So that little sequence there has been very valuable for me for doing lots of things. Okay, so let's do a little bit more with whole body. So let's do parting horse's mane. This is where we calm our emotions down, so we're not reacting to everything that goes on in our world, but we actually sit back and we go, okay, let me look at this. How would I like to react to it? Instead of, hey, I'm going to react this way. So what we're going to do is we're going to scoop the hands, and what I'm going to do is not use my feet first. I'm just going to use my hands first. And we're going to go expand, hold the ball, expand. Hold the ball, expand. Now, if you've been doing this for a while, you're probably going to notice what your body's going to do with this. There is a little figure 8 sneaking in if you don't move your feet. So you'll notice here your right leg, to your left, to your right, to your left. And it just does this little kind of wishy-washy thing in the middle of it. Okay, so it's kind of like you're going like this, which is similar to the movement that comes from low cup if you've got everything relaxed. So that's how I feel it is now. I was like, okay, I can get down into this. I'm like, oh. And then all of a sudden the back lets go, the hip opens. So much possibility through the lower leg. It's wonderful. Okay. And then as I shared with you a few days back, the top half of the body is where your intellectual stuff happens. That's where you do your writing and your typing. That's where you're thinking and express it with your hands. But then you have this lower part of the body, and it's where you house emotion. So if you need to run, then you would be like, okay, I'm ready, and you would be ready to set go. That's what the legs and the feet would be good for. And if you're relaxed, you can sink back. And if you're a little bit tense, you'll notice the thighs will lock up, the knees might hyperextend, the calf muscle might be tight. So figuring out how to be relaxed and calm the mind and relax the bottom so that there's this synergy of relaxation. So we're putting that, I explained all that, so we're going to put in the move. So you're going to go hold the ball and sink into the left, step, and as we part the horse's mane, this is where we've calmed all of our emotions, relaxed everything. Hold the ball and reach. Now, I haven't done how this would go color-wise, but earth element would be beautiful here. So you might want to go, whoo. It's very gentle. Hold the ball. Whoo. Color be yellow. Whoo. Hold the ball. Whoo. Okay, I'm just going to turn around to go back. Let's do it a little bit more. So when you go to fold your arms over, the ball of energy is in here. So you're not putting it in your hands. You're actually folding the whole body up like your origami. And then step, and then you expand it all out. Whoo, color yellow. Step. Whoo. And if you have this nice and relaxed, you'll notice in your hips, whoo, how the hip, the muscles, the tendons, the ligaments, they all change places in here. And some take tension while others relax, and they find a synergy that comes between the two of them. And that's what you're looking for. And out. Is trying to find that synergy between the right and the left side, between the top and the bottom, and between the front half and the back half. And you have here, there's a front and a back. There's a front and a back, and there's a front and a back. So you have that in there. Okay, so that gives you a little bit of that. Let's do step up to raise hands, because this is a place where we link up energy points through the body, goes right up into the sky or down into the ground. It's a great place to ground yourself. I'll do it facing this way. So your right heel is going to go out, and we're going to sink, drop the spine, open the spine, foot, hand, turn the foot. We're going to glide our hands across, which is expanding the energy on the outside of the body. Place the foot. Right hand turns to go up to the ceiling. The whole body turns. You sink, expand, step, and that comes through. And push up. That's step up to raise. Step up to raise hands into white stork spreads wings. Okay. This little action of spreading the wings is your opportunity to do something different. So when you do Tai Chi every day, this little action happens several times in the Tai Chi set, and it means every time you do it, you're choosing something different. You're choosing something more for you. You're choosing something that will expand you. Right now the heat's just filling up. The sun comes around to this side and it's like it's so hot today. Okay, here we go. Foot, sink. I know you can't see that, but I'm just like, my face is turning red. Sweat's coming on. And I'm thinking beach. Comes up, sink, open, step, and then this is going to come through out. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go to foundation exercise. I'll turn sideways again so you can hopefully see. Crossing the arms, which opens the shoulders, and you're going to sink and open the back. The palms turn. The palms are going to reach out. There's energy that comes out of those two palms, and we get to expand it. Turn the hands, sink, and then scoop. Oh, I'm so delighted. My frozen shoulder, I can no longer call it that, has completely relaxed. I can do the whole exercise. Took me 101 days. Here goes. It's called persistence or patience, which is what we also learn in Tai Chi. Nothing happens quickly. Everything is time, but everything is learning too. Okay. So what I like about doing this one standing is, again, you have this when you learn how to relax and you let everything go, you have this action in the body, this rhythm that comes through the feet and the body. So this expands, open, drop the tailbone, sink, roll. And it's kind of got a lift in it, and then there's this drop. I can feel I want it to grip just a tiny little bit in the glutes, and then just let go. It's just like, oh, nice and relaxed. And yesterday we did all about the sciatic and the gallbladder 30 point on the side of the hip, and how that little point, you can relax through there, you can change everything through the hip. Okay. Turn and roll, and then bring that back. Okay. And expand. Oh, it feels so good in that shoulder. Has full rotation. Amazing. Okay, there we are. That one is a link between lung and heart. And yesterday I talked about the small intestine, and today I was doing some research on central and governing. So central we traced up here, and then it links with governing up the back over the top to here. Central and governing create an energy flow, a figure eight energy flow through the whole core of the body. That helps you with the brain, the eyes, the ears, the central nervous system, and the spine. Just those two little lines. Don't seem like much, but they're helping all that. But they have a very special link that comes back to the lungs and the heart. And so the exercise we just did here creates a flow, especially through shoulder seams, through the lymph, all through the chest area, creates a flow of energy that gets the heart relaxed. So there's a decrease in the pressure within the veins. It can drop the pressure on it and relax everything. And the lungs have a chance to expand. So that little exercise is great if you have coughs, if you have asthma, any bronchial kind of activity problems. And for the heart, if the heart, you're pumping all the time, you're stressed, everything's tight, this is a chance for it to relax because it's working too hard, and just let it relax and let it relax. The body is going to pump everything through for you and make sure it's moving. So that's great. Okay, so this is probably a different Tai Chi 101 that you would get if you went to a beginner class, but I wanted to give you a lot of the background. There's just so much richness in all that we do in Tai Chi that if you want to gift yourself something, this is the way to gift. So I am now going to go to the first part of the Tai Chi set, the first 17, and I'm going to do the standing version. And we do a seated version as well, which would be facing straight forward, and you rock back and forth between feet and back up. So what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to do it standing. For those that know this set, I want you to not watch me. And what I want you to lock into today is how many spots in the body you now are relaxed. Usually we find the point that's too tight, but today let's go with the way you've gifted yourself relaxation and noticing that the hips let go. Notice that the back, the spine drops. Notice your ankles or your knees, okay? So we're doing the first part. So ladies will grab the left thumb, gentlemen grab the right thumb. We'll make a yin-yang symbol. Our bow, we go forward. Push into the feet. Nice big breath, let that go. And then we're just going to let the hands float to the top and sink. That's our commencement. If you want to just watch the set rather than do it, that's totally fine. Right foot is going to turn, left heel turns. And this is left grasp for its tail. So you step in with the left foot, reach out, hold the ball. You'd be sinking into that left foot. And this goes to grasp for its tail. We can put our fingertip at our wrist. That'll calm the mind. We could put it to the palm, at the wrist calms emotions. If you put it in the center of the palm, it would calm the mind. All these little tiny things that are hidden inside all the movements that allow us to change how things are working for us. Just whip to one side, sink into your right. Turn your left foot, just really your whole left leg. And this we practiced. Step up to raise hands, and then glide across. Plant the foot, push out of it. Up to the top, let that go all the way around. Brush knee. Half a step, put out the left heel, strum the pei pa. Looks like the step up to raise hands, it's just on the other foot. Brush knee left. I'm going to get you to hold there for a moment so I can move back. Twist step, brush knee right. Twist step, brush knee left. Half a step, heel goes out, strum the pei pa, open the hands, brush knee left. Twist step, hold the flowers, reach up, you're going to sink, open the spine, step pakwa, in, out, wipe the sleeve, step through, touch. Underneath, two hands. This is going to come around, left toe will turn, right heel will turn, line everything up, shift your weight over to the left, half a step, and then let that go, sink. Oh my. You can just feel the energy is just like flowing through. We've I think touched on all the key pieces of Tai Chi, but also awareness of where you most relax. It was beautiful. If you want to do it standing again, go for it. I'm going to do it seated. So if anybody has locked on to this that would like to see how to do seated, I'll do it this way. I'm just going to turn myself a little bit. It might help with how you figure the moves out. Or just sit and watch. That's okay too. You can always go back and watch the recording. Okay, we don't have to repeat the bow. Commencement. Awareness goes into the feet and then sink. You'll notice you'll go from your sit bone towards your tailbone. Turn the fingers in, and then this is going to reach out, falling into the feet. Awareness into the feet. You'll notice that the tailbone beautifully rolls itself back. Left grasp for its tail. Awareness into the feet. That tailbone is going to roll again. This time I'll put my fingertips into the center of the palm. That would be to calm the mind. Palm to palm. Push into the feet. Two hands go out. Push into the feet. This is going to come through and reach up. This is going to relax, lift up through the top of the head. It's going to sink down the spine, relax the shoulders. This comes into lower dantian, and then you just expand the whole field. Awareness into the feet. This is going to roll up, out through the top of the head. This is going to come all the way around. And here's the brush knee. We practice all of that at the beginning. Push into the feet, sink back. So you have awareness that goes back and forth between the right and left foot. And this will be a brush knee left. Twist step. Brush knee right. Twist step. Brush knee left. Opening up. Sink. Open the hands. Brush knee left. Twist step. Hold the flowers. This lifts you up. In the right. Out with the right. Sink. There's a spiral there. Brush. Wipe. Two hands. Push. Push into the feet. Sink. Crosses over. You're going to lift up nice and tall. Open. And let that go. That feels really, really nice. Okay, we put a bow always on the end. And that's the first 17 moves from the 108. And across the last 101 days, we've worked through all aspects of that set. So there's lots of ways to learn it, but you learned it breaking down some different points today. So what I'm going to do to finish off is I'm going to do the saber set again, but this time I'll do it standing. And I know, Jeanette, a standing version is always so delightful, so I'm going to do that. And for those people that have never done it before, you can sit on the bench or your chair and just copy my arms. If you don't have a saber today, just go with nothing. You can use a paper towel roll, you can use a wooden spoon from the kitchen, you can use anything stick-wise that will work, and we'll just put this in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to face this direction today. See if me and the lamp are going to meet in the middle there. Okay, let's put the bow on again. The bow we use for gratitude for all those people who've been able to pass the knowledge forward, that we know how to do these sets, and we also know the benefits of them. Sink, open in the spine, expand to the right, weighted to the right, open up that left leg. This is going to go up, just like we reached 7 stars yesterday. We're opening those points we talked about. Touch the foot. It's going to expand. Let that come down. You can step your left foot into the corner and push your saber out to the corner. Left hand is going to come up. Right foot goes to the right corner. You're and roll it out. And your palm is going to be facing up. In the saber set, you have a lot of hand positions where they go opposite. And this is changing tissue within the hip. So this helps to realign a lot of different pieces. I believe I have one more left. We go back 3, but sometimes I don't count well. Step into the left foot, push out. Step into the right. And we're going to go back. So it has a little figure 8 pattern in it. Sink. Push. Turn to face the front. Step open, sink. Step back well with the right. This is going to create a spiral action that comes through. Step straight, step into the corner with your left. And then you step patois to your right. Turn. Okay, sorry. Step with the left foot goes all the way around. I usually don't face this direction. Okay, step patois. Turn down to your hip. Sink. This is going to roll up. Drop. And into the corner. Patois. Turn to face your left side, down to your hip. Change hands. Step patois. Heel kick with the right. Step and hold the flowers, reaches up. Sink. That's going to come through. Spiral all the way around. Take it across. Sinking back. Turn the whole left leg. Feels so good. Spiral all the way across. And we go. Patois. Expand. Two-handed chop. Sink back. And then turn the blade. It's going to go around by your right, over your head, and you're going to look at the back. And it goes down to your hip. Turn and swing it past. Into the corner. Rise up. Sink down on your right leg. And we're going to rise up. Patois touch. Patois touch. Patois touch. I'm taking little steps because I'm out of room. Patois touch. We go all the way around into the corner. Now you're going to sink back on the right, spiral the left side, spiral the right side, push out of the left foot, and spiral your knees together. Step. This is going to come up and over, turn, and chop. So this is going to come around. Open, touch, open, step, turn. This is going to go down. This comes back, sink, turn. I'm a little bit off in my angles, and sink. Open, and bow. Now, we always try to finish Tai Chi with something that's very easy because you don't want to leave tense because you were trying to learn something and you didn't get it. You just let all that go because it's not important. All that's important is you were here, you participated, you made a point of giving yourself some self-care. The rest doesn't matter. But making sure you finish with a nice deep breath and that you finish with something very simple. So if we just take our feet shoulder width apart and we just push our weight into the feet and let the arms float and sink. Pushing into the feet and then sink. And if you imagine the waves on the lake or the waves on the ocean, the waves in your bathtub. Just nice, gentle flow. Stomach's relaxed. The breath is right down to your belly. This little move can change your whole day. If you find you're a little bit stressed and you just move here for just a few minutes, everything can change. And sink. Beautiful. Okay, so with that, there's your Tai Chi 101, a little bit of history and background and exposure to some of the moves. And for those that have done it for a while, I hope you found the places that were relaxed and where you're able to let a little bit more tension go just because you keep practicing. It's just so delightful. Have an awesome rest of your day. Can't believe it's Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.